Hey, the positions of the body, how the body works, is primary, more important than the motion of the arms and the hands because of the proper order. Today, we're going to talk about the inside versus the outside. Hey, welcome to the channel today. I just finished up one of my favorite golf schools, which is my 3D Biomechanics golf school, right, where I basically hook people to sensors and we measure and train and study their body movements, and we do biofeedback training, which means we do direct feedback training on their movement, which we can talk about being the most effective way to improve the way your body moves. But today I want to talk to you about something that occurred at the school that I think you might find really interesting. Was how I demonstrated how the body actually moves. First, it's body positioning that matters, and then the arms, hands, and club are secondary to that movement, and let me explain that. So when I was at the school, I was discussing how the body works. There's 3 metrics to the body. Let me put my club down, I'll explain this. So the body works, obviously, this will make sense to all of you. Body works rotationally, the body has bends to it, and the body has forward bend to it. So there's only 3 things the body really does. It bends forward, it works rotationally, and it side bends. So if you look at how the golf swing works, it's really the body's making those 3 motions as the arms and hands and club move around it. So I stood in front of our class and I said, I want to show you how little the body actually moves. And I put my arms across my chest and I said, backswing, stabilize, downswing. That's really the effective motion of a golf swing. Let's do it again. Backswing, stabilize, downswing. And the rest of it is arms, hands, and clubs. So watch what I do here. And the reason I'm kind of presenting this to you is because most people work on the golf swing in reverse. In other words, if I can get that body motion correct, then when I hold a golf club, the arms move around that motion. So now here's that body movement with the arms, hands, and clubs. Here's that body movement with the arms, hands, and clubs. And notice all that movement is occurring in the golf club because of the shoulders, arms, and hands. But if I don't get this in the proper motion, if I screw this up, if I move my body incorrectly, the arms, hands, and club have to compensate for it. But here's the problem that you have, is that when you go hit golf balls and you try to learn this game, or you're trying to practice this game, and if you're not focusing on the movement of the body, what I just showed you, how the body moves correctly, then if you get this incorrect, your arms, hands, and club have to compensate for improper body motion. Now, when you go to the range and hit golf balls, if you do not have the proper body motion, you will find ways to manipulate this club into angles and paths, and you spend all your time manipulating angles and paths with the golf club. And so when I talk about the golf swing, I talk inside out. In other words, not inside out path. Work on the inside of the motion, proper address, proper motion in the backswing, proper downswing, proper inside motion of the body, versus trying to get this arm path to be compensatory for improper positioning. So if you want to, here let me just kind of walk you through how important some of these things can be. And I'll give you some examples from the recent school. When I put people in the proper positioning, it would look like this. You would see my feet position have a certain position, my leg position is in a certain position, my arms, hands, and club. There is a reason for every single angle of my body here. If you do this, and I can do something very simple, if you do this, and I move my foot about an inch inward, that changes the dynamic of how my body can work. In other words, when my foot's correct, I can rotate into my position. When my foot is turned in too far, it limits the rotation. And now here you have a problem. Why? Because there's a chain of events that occurs from that foot position. The chain of events goes into my hip. I can't turn the hip. Can't turn the hip. I can't turn the torso. I can't turn the torso, I shift. I shift, the body tilts, my arms go up. I just changed the path of my club from my trail foot position. Now you're thinking to yourself, holy crap, this matters. That's why I'm always saying positions matter. And you gotta pay attention to this, especially when you're learning the game. If you wanna make real change in your golf swing, real change, not, oh, I'm one shot better, I shot one shot better, or, you know, real change. And all of you have the capability of doing this because you're functional human beings and you can move. You've got it. The only way you can make real change in your golf swing is to make real change in your positions of your body and then how it works. And so I'll give you another example. If I'm setting up to the golf ball here, and let's say I have my hand position, and a hand position is a big deal. If my hand position is off, that's going to change my relationship to the face. So now my hand position will affect how my body has to work into the golf ball. I will make rotations of my body because my arm can no longer really get to an extension because that would be a closed face. So all these things I'm telling you are biomechanics. They're simple things you can do to change your swing in your body and your positions to make yourself more efficient, a word we often use in biomechanics. So I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to go through the chain of events in the swing. I want you to watch me do this, and you'll see how efficiently I can move the body. And I will say this before I go through this. If you can't do this in slow motion, just like I'm going to show you, you will not do it in high speed motion. All right? Because the goal is to produce speed on a golf club and hit the ball long distances efficiently. Watch what I do. Here's my address position. Every element of this matters. The position of my legs, the tilt, the hands, the feet. I'm going to turn into that first movement. That's just a turn. Everything turns together. I go to the top of the swing. I transition. I'm turning the body. I come down. I impact. There's impact position. Positions matter. The tilt matters. I'm going to go to extension. And I'm going to go to finish. This is where I call finish because the body's done rotating. And then I'll stand up. So I'm going to go through that again. If you can't do this in slow motion, you can't do it in high speed motion. So again, perfect address. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I just showed you exactly where I check the golf swing when I when I match the model, when I do video analysis. I also just showed you exactly where I measure mechanics when I do my measurements to make sure you're biomechanically correct. All that stuff right there. If you can't do that, you certainly can't add speed to it. So once you get good at it, all you have to do now is take that motion, stabilize it, another important piece of the puzzle, and make a swing. But now I can't get that acceleration of the body if I have not hit those positions. The golf swing is very simple. Watch me do this again. All the inside of the golf swing is this. This, stable, this. That's all it is. Add our movement to it. It's this, this, and this. That's all the golf swing is to become effective. Have a good grip, get that club moving on plane, learn the inside of the swing before the outside of the swing. Thanks for joining me today. Click the bell icon, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next video.